Good morning or good afternoon, Tigers. I am recording this video at school, so if we hear an announcement or somebody knocks on my door, we're just going to have to pause and continue what we're doing. So the Quizzette we're doing this week is Quizzette 705. Please make sure that you are following along as you are listening. Please make sure that you have a pencil or a pen. If you're writing in pen, please make sure that you are careful and that you are not writing in red pen because we grade in red pen. As always, please make sure that you write your last name, comma, first name. That's the very first thing you should always do. So I'm going to try to write that right now. Last name, comma, first name. So my writing is not the neatest. And the date today is September 7th. I'm sorry, September 5th. So 09/05/17. And your class color, today I'll say that I'm red. So make sure you circle your class color. Alright, so Tuesday number 1 is saying select all expressions that are equivalent to -7 minus -12. So as I told you before, every time you see subtraction from now on, you're going to change that into addition. And the consequence is to also change the number next to it to its opposite. So what is the opposite of -12? +12. So now you have -7 plus +12. These have different signs. -7 and +12 are different signs. So when they're different signs, you're going to subtract them. So it's 7 minus 12. 5. And what's the sign of the bigger number? It's positive. So your answer is +5. Alright, so now we're trying to find an equivalent expression. So what you have to do is solve all of these expressions. That's the easiest way for this. So 7 plus -12, these are different signs. Subtract them. This is equal to -5. Is -5 equal to +5? So again, we're trying to see if they're equal. +5 and -5, are those equal? No, they're not. So you already know that's not an equivalent expression. Now let's look at the second option. So the second option is -7 plus -12. Same sign, add and keep. So that's, remember, that's a song. I don't know if you've heard me sing it. Regardless, -7 and -12, they're the same sign, so we're going to add them, and that's going to be -19. -19, is that equal to +5? No, it's not. Therefore, we're going to cross this out as well. Oops. We're going to cross this out as well. So not that one, not that one. Now let's look at C. -7 plus 12. Those are different signs, subtract. So 12 minus 7 is 5. Keep the sign of the bigger number. So the bigger number is 12 and it's positive. Therefore, this is +5. Is +5 equal to +5? Yes, it is. So that is one option, one equivalent expression. And let's look at the last one. 7 plus 12. Oh, that's just 19. Sorry, guys. I don't know if you heard that noise in the background. So that's +19. And that is not equal to +5. Therefore, our only equivalent expression is C. If you guys notice, there's a new thing on your Quizzette that says SMP. Look at your label and try to figure out what SMP you used. So for this problem, I would say that we used SMP 8, which says look for and express regularity in repeated reasoning. So our repeated reasoning here is equivalency. We were trying to find an expression that was equivalent. So on the SMP part, I would want you to write SMP 8 and write the label, which says look for patterns every time. Or you could just write look for patterns, whatever fits. So SMP 8, and then put a quote, look for patterns. Okay, now let's go on to number 2. So number 2, for each day, it says what numbers are located exactly 5 units away from the point on the number line. But if you look at the number line, there's no point. So I'm going to give you all the points for all the days. So please follow along closely. So let's say number 2, I want you guys to, your dotted line to be at +3. So go ahead and put a dot at positive 3. Okay? Now for Wednesday, number 2, says what numbers are located exactly 8 units away from the point on the number line. Here, your point on the number line will be negative 2. Okay? Now let's look at, oops, let me undo that. There we go. All right, now let's look at Thursday and Friday. So Thursday and Friday, Thursday says what numbers are located exactly 4 units away from the point on the number line. So the point on this number line, I'm going to dot, let's say, negative 5. So put it at negative 5. Finally, Friday, it says, Friday number 2, what numbers are located exactly 9 units away from the point on the number line? Let's do 1 right there, positive 1. Okay, and then you guys will also notice that there's a reflection on the back of the Quizzette, which is the reflection that we did last week. You guys will know what to do with that after we're done grading. So there is an error on this Quizzette, and I made this Quizzette, so I'm sorry. Number 4 is actually supposed to be number 3, so you guys can cross it out and put number 3, cross it out and put number 3. All right, now let's go back to number 2. So it says what numbers are located exactly 5 units away from the point on the number line. So here you would go to the designated point. In our case, it's positive 3. So we're going to go 5 units to the right in the positive direction and 5 units to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, where am I at? I'm at positive 8. And I'm going to go in the negative direction 5 units. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I have negative 2. So this is the distance away from the point on the number line, 5 units to the right and 5 units to the left. Since you're drawing a picture, I would say that you're using SMP 4, which states model with my math. So go ahead and write SMP 4, quotations, model with, and then you guys will be able to fit it a lot better than I can. All right, let's go to number 3. It says, explain what a zero pair is and give an example of a zero pair. If you're sitting close to the number system vocabulary words, you'll be able to see an example of a zero pair fairly easily. So what I want you to do is give an example. So let's say our example of a zero pair is negative 5 plus 5. Negative 5 plus 5 equals 0. So here you would explain a zero pair is an expression that is equivalent to 0. And for this one, we are critiquing and constructing an argument. So I would say SMP3, construct and critique arguments. And go ahead and write that on the bottom. I'm not going to write it because I don't have room. So again, you're writing SMP3, which states on your label, construct and critique arguments. Thank you, Tigers. I hope you have a great week on this Quizzette.